Hello everyone, my name is Jansen Azarias. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Higher Ground. I'm making this video for everyone, for parents, for families, grandparents, the students, members of Higher Ground, and please feel free to share this video with anyone. During this time that we're staying at home, there's no school, and with this whole pandemic crisis, we want to ensure that you're still taking care of your mental health. Believe it or not, our mental health is still extremely important and even more so important during this time. And we're going to do this by giving you some practical lessons and tips about social-emotional learning. You're going to hear me say that a lot, and we're going to say SEL. You might be wondering, what are SEL skills? Well, SEL skills are basically your ability to control your emotions, understand and manage your behavior, set goals, have relationships, and make responsible decisions, which is set by these 5 different domains over here. A lot of our mental health really relies on our ability to hone and master these SEL skills. So, every Monday, we're going to give you a video introducing the main SEL theme that we're going to talk about, and then the rest of the days, we're going to do a little follow-up, 1 minute to 2 minutes, just some practice and maybe some answers to some of the obstacles that you might run into as you're trying to practice this SEL skill. So let's start. Well, where are we at right now? Well, whoa, coronavirus. All right, and I'm not trying to make it funny, but there is a pandemic going on, and with a pandemic, there is this real fear that you might actually get sick. Someone we know might get sick. And then there's this constant information being flowed into us at a high rate. Social media, the news, at the radio, if you still read the newspaper. I mean, everything is going on at a high rate. A majority of the time, it's incomplete. There's so much we don't know yet, and we're already hearing about it. And then there's also, unfortunately, misinformation that's going around. Now, add to that the disruption to our daily life. For most of us, more than half of our waking time was occupied by work or by school, and all of a sudden, that's gone, right? So now, there's social panic. We watch people running to the shelves, buying toilet paper. Oh no, right? What do we do? And then on top of that, there's constant change as our leaders are trying to see what to do. We go from 3 weeks ago, everything's okay, to now, oh no, let's shut down some states. And in essence, what that's doing is that's stressing our brain, right? So our brain goes to high stress. At Higher Ground, we say that we go basically from making decisions to our prefrontal cortex, where logic and good decisions happen, where high SEL skills are being practiced, to now going to our reptilian side of our brain. And as the word says, reptilian, survival, fight, flight, or freeze. And so as we go higher and higher with our stress, our sense of control goes lower and lower and lower. That means we're prone to make worse decisions, not so good decisions. This would explain why the panic buying involves things that kind of sound weird when you think about it. But it's really not that weird, because all people are doing is satisfying their reptilian brain and making sure that they gain this sort of fight, flight, or freeze mode, some sort of way to satisfy that. So, what do we do? How do we combat this? Well, let's regain our sense of control. And the way we're going to regain our sense of control is by understanding the aspect of self-management. Self-management is our ability to regulate our emotions, our thoughts, our behaviors, and in different situations. It basically allows us to manage our stress, to control our impulses, and more importantly, be able to motivate ourselves and be able to set goals and reach them, right? And how do we do that? Well, the problem is, we have no control over what's stressing us right now, right? So because we don't have control over what we're stressing right now, we have to somehow figure out a way to create stability, right? How, you might ask? How do we create stability? Well, we do that by establishing daily routines. Right now, we have to remember 2 things. 1, we need to regain our sense of control right now. 2, more importantly, there is life after this pandemic. And after this pandemic, we need to make sure that we are ready and prepared and we still have all the SEL skills we need in order to operate, reach our goals, and do what we need to do in our daily life. Establishing routines is so important. What it does is it creates predictability. It stops us from being reactive. Now you might say, I've never established a routine before. Well, actually your whole life was based on a routine. Most of us had a job and we scheduled everything around that, or school and we scheduled everything around that. So we had a routine, right? So now it is important that we create our own routines as we stay at home. Now, to start off, we can start with something small. Establish a morning routine. You might be wondering, why is a morning routine so important? Well, to start off, majority of really highly successful people, whether it's CEOs, musicians, artists, athletes, they have a very well-established morning routine. But more importantly, what a morning routine does for you is it gives you a sense of normalcy. Because for most of you, you would have been waking up at a certain time, you would have been doing certain things to get to school or work. By establishing a healthy morning routine, you are bringing back that sense of normalcy. More importantly, it gives you an early achievement. It's early in the day, you achieved something already. That gives you a sense of success. And once you have a sense of success, you're easily able to regain some sense of control. And that, my friends, supporters, members, students, and families, is our mental health tip for the week. Stay tuned and follow us as we will give you daily tips on how to continue having your routine and regain your sense of control during this time. Stay safe.